My chess games have a tendency of becoming roller coasters, and this game was no exception. I was playing round 7 of the European Women's Blitz Chess Championship, and I was playing against Mathilde Choisy, a French woman FIDE master rated 2096, so she was actually higher rated than me. And this game was a mess. I'm very excited to show you. So I had the white pieces, which made me feel very confident. And we were waiting a little bit before we had to start the clocks. But finally, the arbiter said for us to start them. So I went d4. She went d6. I went c4. She went g6. And I was now really hoping that she would play a King's Indian because I love playing against the King's Indian. It's my favorite opening to play. She was playing very fast. And so was I. And now this became a King's Indian, and I was very happy because I got to play my h3 line, which I absolutely love. I went bishop e3, I was getting my pieces out, and she went c6, which is a pretty common move here. Maybe not the most common in this position, but pretty common. And I now had to think about, should I go g4, which is a move that typically I want to do against the King's Indian, or should I do something else? Now, I was playing a Blitz game, which means that we only have 3 minutes on the clock. So I was really feeling like going for it. I just thought, you know what? This is a fast game. Let's bring the action to the table. Let's go for it. But she went a6, and I quickly realized that her plan was to go b5, which I thought was a bit of a new plan that I haven't seen so much, and I wasn't sure of how to face it. I didn't know if I should ignore it, if I should prevent it, or if I should do something else. I could have gone for something like a4 and then simply stopped her from doing her plans, but I was feeling confident and I kind of wanted to just go with my own thing. So I spent here a little bit of time thinking about if I should be scared, but I told myself, no, Anna, you are not scared. You just don't care if she does this. But then I realized I should have cared. And I actually think it would have been better for me to prevent it because her plan was actually quite strong. So I was definitely now feeling a little bit of pressure, and this position wasn't so good. I just went g5. I just went for my usual plans. Now she has to make a choice where to go with her knight, and my plan was just simply to continue with my h-pawn, and my plan is to go h5, completely open up that h-file for my rook, and try to checkmate her king. That was my plan. So I went d5 here, and my idea was that if she takes, I can perhaps take the pawn on b5. This move just looked very natural to me, but yeah, I've never had this position before, so I actually had no idea what I was doing, but I was just trying to look confident. You can let me know if you think that my poker face is good. I realized in chess, you just gotta look confident. So she took this pawn on d5, and I had to make a choice. Do I take the pawn on d5 or do I take on b5? Now, I definitely made the wrong choice here. I should have taken the pawn on b5. Sorry, on d5. But my plan was that I wanted to be able to take the pawn on d6, but I honestly just completely missed that she had this move. And now I was very sad. It's a horrible feeling when they make a move that you realize that you missed. So I retreated with my bishop. She activated another knight, and now I realized I have a lost position. What have you done? I was thinking. Anna, I was trying to hide my face in my hands because I just couldn't believe what I had done. So I went f3 just to defend that pawn, and she was now trying to find a way of just finishing the game. And you may say, Anna, this is a bit crazy. Like, you're not lost. But the problem is that I am lost because my king is just, it can't move anywhere. She's just opening up the whole center. I have no attack on her king, and my pieces are just horrible right now. So I went bishop before she went knight a6, and my plan was simply to, well, attack her knight a little bit and just not have her knight be able to move because of the rook, but it wasn't really doing much. And now I didn't like the idea of staying with my bishop. I didn't like the idea of moving my bishop. This all seemed like it was just gonna go super downhill, and it just felt like I had nothing. But you know what they say, never stop believing. And I decided to not stop believing. So I took her central pawn, definitely in my brain, I thought I was lost now, but I thought I gotta keep going. I gotta try to complicate things, and I'm not gonna resign right now. I am gonna fight till the end, I thought, in this chess game. So that's everything that I wanted to keep doing. So after I took this pawn and she took back, I was trying to figure out a way of stopping her thing. So I went rook c1, which attacks her knight. And my plan was basically that I would perhaps be able to bring in a knight to c7 at the end of this line. So now my plan was that if she takes my bishop, I take back, her knight is being threatened, and perhaps I can go knight c7 or something, or at least activate my rook and knight a little bit. So she did end up taking that bishop on b4, and I was thinking for a second, wait, should I take the knight on c5? And then I actually thought maybe that is better. But I'm actually not sure if that was better. But yeah, I kind of changed my plan last minute over there. And then here I retreated with my rook again. I only had 30 seconds left and the game was about to get messy. The game was about to get very messy, if I may say so. She went e4, which is a very natural move, opening up the files in front of my king. She was playing this amazingly. And I knew that her move d3 was coming as well if I didn't let it happen. Or didn't, stop it from happening. So I thought, okay, I have to then take the pawn on d4 because I can't let her go d3. And even if this move just looks really terrifying, I didn't see an immediate way for her to win. So she went queen d6, threatening to go queen g3. Now you can see the problems with my king being this weak. I decided to go knight b5 and not care about her queen coming in because I thought my king on f1 is safer anyways, and I can kick away her queen with rook h3. But here she had a whole minute more than me. I only had 13 seconds left, and I had a dream, but that dream was soon vanishing. So she went here e3, and she was threatening checkmate. I only had a couple ways of stopping the checkmate, either with queen e1 or with knight h3. I decided to go queen e1 because with knight h3, I got worried that she could attack the knight. So she moved her queen back, and I liked the feeling of her pieces going back instead of towards mine. I moved back my knight to stop her queen from taking my pawn. She went bishop b3. I went knight h3. I thought I have to get my knight out. She brought in her rook. I got my king up. The eval bar was dancing around a little bit. She was trying to play fast, I think, to also flag me and put a lot of pressure on me. I went rook b1, which was just not a good move. But I was defending my pawn, and I was just trying to keep everything defended. She went knight c5, and I went f4, threatening her queen, because I thought maybe it's good for me to do that. I went king f1. I was trying to just bring my pieces a little bit more together, and she was trying to find a way of winning, but she couldn't really exactly find it. So she went knight d3. This is a great move. I didn't see another thing than to just get rid of that knight, and now it just looks like she has a million checkmates. It looks as if she's gonna checkmate me at any point, and I'm sure she can. I didn't see how, but I was trying to just stop it, and it looks so crazy. It looks like I'm about to lose at any point. She has two bishops, a queen and a rook, all pointing towards my king pretty much, and a pawn. She took my knight. I took back. I was threatening her bishop. She checked me. I had to move my king away. I was losing now my rook, and I thought, okay, bishop takes, rook, and then queen takes, and then rook d1, and the game is over, I thought. But she didn't take my rook, so I went rook g1. She allowed me to go knight f2. And I was now thinking, okay, I was way more scared of her going rook d1 earlier on. I went king g3 now, and her time was slowly going down as well. And now I felt a little bit more of hope. I went rook b4 here. She went check. And in this moment, the impossible thing happened. She took my pawn with the queen and blundered her queen. And I was able to take that queen. And so she resigned. And I couldn't believe that I'd won this game. It was completely crazy. I definitely didn't deserve it. But I think that just persevering for so many moves and just to keep going for so many moves, constantly stopping her immediate threats, just at the end led to me being able to win this game. And I couldn't believe what had just happened. But I was just so very happy that I was able to win that game. And after this round, I had actually quite good score. I was now on 4 points out of 7, which I was definitely happy about in the European Women's Blitz Chess Championship. If you're still here, please subscribe and let me know what you thought about the game, and I'm hoping that I'm able to teach you some chess through all these voiceovers.